I now call to order the meeting of the directors of the New York State Urban Development Corporation, doing business as Empire State Development, for Thursday, January 16th, 2020. As noted on the agenda posted on the internet, we welcome public comment on the items on our agenda. Speakers representing themselves may speak for up to 2 minutes each, and if you're representing a group, you may speak for up to 4 minutes. Comments may only address items considered on today's agenda. As always, directors have received the written materials in advance and are free to ask questions at any time. At this time, I'll ask the directors whether anyone has any potential conflicts of interest with respect to any of the items on the agenda. The first item on today's agenda is the approval of the minutes of December 19th, 2019 directors meeting. Are there any questions, comments, additions, or deletions? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. We'll move to the reports section and ask Eric to start off with the president's report.
Great. Thank you, Howard. And good morning, everybody. And this is our first meeting of the new year, so Happy New Year. I think if the first 2 weeks are any indication, this will be a very busy and promising year for ESD. The first week was, certainly for myself, one of those weeks that makes you feel very proud and privileged to be in government. So just to take a few of the things that happened last week, on Monday at the governor's speech at Abney, he announced his plan for the Empire Station Complex, and that will be an ESD project, which will bring a modern 21st century transit complex to Midtown to expand the Penn Station, to bring about greater capacity, and to think about how do we focus, expand, and utilize public transportation for the 21st century. As part of that plan, which will include the soon-to-be-completed Moynihan Station, which is also an ESD project, which will be open at the end of this year. Part of the Empire State Station complex is to acquire the 780 block, to improve and renovate and enhance Penn Station, all through a value capture framework, through acquiring and redeveloping the 780 block. So that is a huge project. I think that'll become one of the biggest projects we as an agency have undertaken. So that certainly is an exciting way to start the year. On Wednesday, I had, for the first time in my life, the privilege of watching the governor's State of the State. Howard was also there. I might add, Howard was 5 seats ahead of me, so we had much better seats. So, longevity has its benefits at times, and so it was gratifying to see such a visionary report. The state of the state is strong, and as part of that, there will be a number of different ESD initiatives, including a focus on the green economy, on craft beer, tax relief, and others. So there's a number of different projects that will come out of that. That will be a focus of ESD, and then of course the budget, which is next week, will also add further details to some of the projects that we have. Also last week, I had the privilege of on Sunday, and Howard was also there, to see the governor take a stand and walk across the bridge against anti-Semitism and other hate crimes. That was a privilege to see, he take the lead with, other political leaders on an important issue of our time. I was not there on Monday afternoon when he saved somebody at the BQE. I saw it on YouTube like everybody else. Lots of personnel news. Public Affairs helps me on this, so I get to announce that Megan Rooney has joined Public Affairs as a Senior Digital Communications, so welcome. And in total, we've had, and I won't go through all of it here, 15 new hires, and as well another 13 people that have taken on new roles. So I think that's that's important that we as an organization are able to and continue to bring new people on and also promote people from within and add responsibilities, change people's roles so that we're continuing to work on new and different things. Just a few of the announcements and events since the last board meeting. We were in Albany for the annual REDC award ceremony last week, where we awarded more than $760 million in economic and community development across the 10 regions. We had special acknowledgement for our top performers. Howard and I sort of tag team on that. And again, experience has its benefits. Howard was able to acknowledge all the top performers. So I had the others. We also helped to provide support for the Boys and Girls Club of Schenectady. We were part of a new biological sciences and bioengineering lab at New York Institute of Technology on the Long Island campus. We were also able to establish the first U.S.-based facility for lithium-ion battery resource recovery with the Life Cycle Corporation in Eastman Business Park in Monroe County. One of the biggest announcements, which happened this year as well, was that the federal government announced that the Brookhaven National Laboratory on Long Island will be the site of a new first-of-a-kind electron-ion collider. So this will be an investment by the federal government of anywhere from about $1.3 billion to $1.5 billion. It's a huge investment. It's a huge vote of confidence in the life sciences industry that we have developed and in the sciences that we have on Long Island. It will end up being a $2.6 billion project, creating 4,000 construction jobs, creating 1,000 research jobs. And if I could, I would actually explain to you what it is. I actually even sat there as the head scientist at Brookhaven, explained it. But it, in very simplistic terms, and I mean very simplistic terms, it'll be a huge collider to separate the particles on ions. And it'll take about 10 years to create, and it'll be in existence for another 20 years. So it's again, a huge vote of confidence in New York. The point is, again, as always, you can see the full range of different activities and different events, different programs, different projects, different construction sites that we get to support. And with that, I want to thank everybody for your continued hard work. Happy New Year. And I want to turn it back to our esteemed Chairman, Howard Zemsky.
Great. Thank you for that great report, Eric. Much appreciated. We're going to head to the project items, and before we do, ask Glendon to present a summary. Glenn?
Thank you, Howard, and good morning. The directors will be requested to consider 13 projects totaling $43,399,600 in grants. The projects include 8 regional council awards and 6 discretionary awards. The project will take place in the Capital, Mid-Hudson, Finger Lakes, North Country, Mohawk Valley, and Southern Tier regions, leverage over $388 million of additional investment, retain 846 jobs, and create 499 jobs in the state. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Glenn. We'll head to the Capital Region. Mike Yaveli.
Thank you, Howard, and good morning. We're asking the board one project, the Garden Capital, a $350,000 Round 5 Regional Council capital grant in support of a $2.6 million project. The STEAM Garden, which focuses on science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, is a Round 5 priority project advancing workforce and business development in a disadvantaged neighborhood. The grantee, the Central District Management Association, Inc., also known as Central BID, is a nonprofit governed by a board of directors made up of 15 representatives, all with interest in the Albany's Central Avenue corridor. The Central BID, one of the state's first business improvement districts, provides various services related to business and economic development within the special district. The STEAM Garden at 279 Central Avenue is situated within the heart of the district. The project, which was completed last month, involved the renovation, equipping, and conversion of a 28,000 square foot former Catholic school building in downtown Albany into a tech hub, co-working an incubator space. The garden includes collaborative spaces designed to integrate the facility's shared learn work functions to cultivate creativity and collaboration in support of innovation and small business success. The bid partnered with Hudson Valley Community College and the University of Albany to develop learning labs. The labs and the garden's programming are designed to target disadvantaged individuals within the culturally diverse, easily accessible Central Avenue corridor to provide programming that fast-tracks workforce and entrepreneurial training. In addition to the significant renovation work, the equipment purchased for the facility includes computers, 3D scanners, AV equipment, software and hardware, and various maker and construction trade tools. The Steam Garden is a certified Startup New York incubator and affiliated with UAlbany's Hotspot Innovate 518. We'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Great project. Are there any questions or comments from directors on this project? Any comments from the public on this? Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Okay, thanks, Mike.
Thank you all.
Yep. Megan Taylor in the Mid-Hudson has 3 projects. Megan? Megan, are you with us? Okay, I think we're going to come back to Megan. I don't know if Vinny's on. Vinny, are you on the line by any chance?
I am on, Howard. Good morning. Good
All right.
morning, directors. I have 4 projects for you today.
Okay, great.
So I'll go through each of them and be happy to take questions.
Okay.
The first, the directors are asked to approve a $20 million capital grant to the Margaret Woodbury Strong Museum, which is also known as the Strong National Museum of Play, from the Upstate Revitalization Initiative. This project represents a comprehensive revitalization effort by the Strong and the City of Rochester, which commenced when we helped the City of Rochester fund and fill the Inner Loop, an underutilized downtown expressway that was adjacent to the museum. This vision is to build upon the Strong Museum of Play's national reputation as a world-leading museum to create a new neighborhood of play that will enhance this as a world-class downtown destination to live, work, and play. In addition to a 90,000 square foot museum expansion, a new 988-car parking garage, which totals a $67 million expansion just for the museum, this project will include a new entertainment venue, 125-room hotel, 200 residential units, and 20,000 square feet of retail and restaurant space, driving an additional, $80 million in private investment for a $130 million regional tourism impact. The garage was completed and opened this month. It will be fully finished in March 2020, which is the first milestone for this project, which is why it's coming to you now. The second project, the directors are asked to approve a $2 million capital grant for HP Hood, also from the Upstate Revitalization Initiative. This grant supports the purchase and renovation of a former yogurt manufacturing plant in Batavia. The facility has been retrofitted to produce milk products, and a cold storage warehouse has been constructed, which has the capacity to hold up to 25,000 pallets. As a result of the new facility, HP Hood has committed to 230 new jobs. They currently have 216 employees at the location, which is above the requirement of 150 jobs for the first disbursement. The project also includes Excelsior funding of $5 million for the 230 job commitment. This will also help retain 718 jobs across New York State. The third project, directors are asked to approve a $1.5 million capital grant to Monroe County from the Regional Council Capital Fund to support construction and improvements at Frontier Field, which is the baseball stadium owned by the county, located in downtown Rochester and primarily used by the Rochester Red Wings, which is the AAA affiliate minor league baseball team. Frontier Field was constructed in 1996, has over 1,000 minor league baseball games and other events over the course of its history. The grant provided needed updates to the aging stadium to create a more modern, multi-use facility that is better capable of supporting the needs of the community. The county states the improvements will provide increased revenue for a better fan experience, as well as providing enhanced facilities for players as required by Major League Baseball for them to maintain their AAA baseball team. The total project cost was $4.8 million, and the project was completed in December of 2019. The fourth and final project, directors are being asked to approve $2 million in capital grants to the New York Battery and Energy Storage Technology Consortium, what we also call New York BEST. This is a Regional Council Capital Fund grant that supported the purchase and installation of new prototyping equipment at the BEST Test Commercialization Center at Eastman Business Park, as well as a battery prototyping center at the Rochester Institute of Technology. New York Best is an independent nonprofit organization with the mission to catalyze and grow the energy storage industry in the state. These new state-of-the-art equipment facilities provide testing services to meet the evolving needs of battery and energy storage companies, and this project allows for increased utilization of the Eastman Business Park and RIT facilities that already provide services to companies that cannot afford to establish these on their own. Total project cost is just over $5 million, and the initial project completion was September 2020. I'd be happy to answer questions about any of these.
Okay, great. It's a great array of projects, Vinny, and it's just great to point out how these projects align with our strategic objectives. You look at 2 downtown revitalization projects, tradable sectors, strengthening the manufacturing industry and dairy, and then you've got clean energy and innovation. So just in these, small handful of projects, you really hit a lot of our strategic thrusts, which is always great to see. Are there any?
Yeah, it's really good context. Thank you.
Great projects. Are there any comments or questions from directors on either of these 4 Finger Lakes projects? Any comments from the public on either of these projects? Is there a motion to approve all 4 projects?
I make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Okay, thanks, Vinny. We'll go back and see if Megan is on the line. Megan, are you on the line, or anyone from the Mid-Hudson? Okay, well.
Yes, Howard, sorry.
Oh,
I was
great.
having some IT issues. You
Okay.
guys didn't hear me before.
All right.
Apologies.
Yep, no problem. I figured. So take it away. I think you've got 3 projects.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yep. So I have, and apologies too, so the updated board script I have, is the first one listed EFG Sabre Heritage Capital?
Yes.
Sorry about this, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So good morning, everyone. So I'm presenting a $2.5 million EDF grant awarded to EFG Sabre Heritage LLC in the town of Poughkeepsie in Dutchess County. EFG Sabre Heritage LLC will invest over $13 million to undertake the demolition and site work necessary to turn a former New York State psychiatric facility into a mixed-use development, including a hotel, residential homes, and commercial development in the town of Poughkeepsie in Dutchess County. Hudson Heritage, which is the mixed-use development, is being designed as an intergenerational walkable community that will include various types of housing. The property will feature a hotel and conference center, as mentioned previously, commercial and retail space, including shops, restaurants, child care and fitness center, an urgent primary care medical facility and office space, and education and performing arts center. The grounds will also include walking trails and more than 60 acres of open parkland, a fantastic repurposing of a former closed state psychiatric center. As of January of this year, there has been a significant amount of site clearing and site prep that has been completed. Several of the vacant buildings have been demolished to make way for the first commercial tenants, as well as making way for the first phase of housing, which would include 134 units. The commercial site will be prepared for that first commercial site by May of 2020, and the first phase of the project again is about 75% complete. So this project aligns with the Regional Council's LIVE strategy, as the infrastructure work, which we are providing funding for, will permit the site to be shovel-ready for the mixed-use development.
Great. You can keep running through them, Megan. I think the next one we have is Rockland County New Square Market Center.
Great. So the next one, so this is a $600,000 Regional Council capital grant awarded in round 2 for the New Square Community Improvement Council expansion project in the village of New Square in Rockland County. The New Square Market Center project involves a $6 million investment for construction of a 30,000 square foot mixed-use building. The building will house a 15,000 square foot fresh food supermarket on the ground floor and 15,000 square feet of office spaces on the second floor. The project grew out of a need for easier community access to fresh food, as most residents did not own cars and the largest grocery stores were several miles away. In addition, the village's population growth required a need for pedestrian-friendly businesses and services. The New Square Community Improvement Council is a community-based organization which provides community programs, services, and resources to low-income families and elderly in Rockland County. Stores are scheduled to open in mid-January of 2020, and to date, a number of applications have been received and tenants are identified for the space and being identified for the office space on the second floor. The project is consistent with the Mid-Hudson Regional Economic Development Council's LIVE strategy by supporting revitalization of the region's urban centers.
Great.
And the next one is, yep.
Go on.
Oh, sorry, Howard.
It's all yours.
Great. So the last is Juanio Capital 1 and 2. So this is a $3.325 million regional council capital grant from rounds 4 and 6 for Juanio's expansion project in the hamlet of New City, town of Clarkstown in Rockland County. The Juanio Inc. project involves an over $20 million investment for demo and relocation of the company's summer education facility and construction of a new 70,000 square foot corporate headquarters building to allow for consolidation and expansion of services and IT functions from multiple sites into one main headquarters building. The headquarters is designed to accommodate the company's professional workforce who provide assessment, evaluation, training, and wellness activities to assist the person with special needs to obtain gainful employment in the community. The building will be equipped with an evaluation and assessment area, complete with special phones, IT equipment, and the tools necessary to assist those who are deaf, blind, and have physical and/or behavioral challenges to be best evaluated, as well as those learning and developmental disabilities. Additionally, Juanio is upgrading its entire IT infrastructure, as mentioned previously, with industry-leading technology and services to accommodate present and future growth of the organization. Juanio Inc. is a organization that was birthed in 1947 as the Cerebral Palsy Society of Rockland County, and is a premier provider of lifespan services in the Hudson Valley that provide outpatient treatment for individuals with developmental disabilities, behavioral health challenges, and chronic mental conditions. The company has continued to expand its programs that today include children's services such as early intervention, special education, preschool, school-aged, summer education. And additionally, Juanio offers adult community living services, adult day habilitation services, behavioral health services, care management, and vocational services. Phase 1 of the project, the construction of the summer education cabins, was completed in July of 2018. The 3 cabins that were constructed are for children with special needs to attend a 6-week summer education program, and all cabins are outfitted as multi-purpose space as well. Juanio's main campus facility construction completion has a target move-in date of spring of 2020, and this project aligns with the Regional Council's live and work strategy as Juanio continues to be a major workforce development institution.
Okay, that's great,
Happy to
Meg.
answer any questions.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from directors on either of these Mid-Hudson projects? Any comments from the public on either of these, any of these? Is there a motion to approve all 3 of them?
I make the motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Okay, thank you, Megan. All right, heading up to the North Country, Steve Hunt, take it away.
Good morning. I'm presenting one project from the North Country today that was awarded through the Upstate Revitalization Initiative. We're seeking board approval of a $5 million working capital grant to the Adirondack Thousand Island Sports and Events Commission, doing business as the Adirondack North Country Sports Council, to support their efforts in executing the 2023 World University Games in Lake Placid. Specifically, this grant will support Phase 2 of the World University Games implementation plan, including the development of a comprehensive branding, marketing, communication, security, and logistics plan for the Games, plans to generate additional revenue via licensing agreements in preparation for medical and doping services. The World University Games are expected to generate private investment, boost tourism, increase employment, create new business opportunities, and upgrade local infrastructure. And while Lake Placid will serve as base for the Games, other North Country communities like Saranac Lake, Plattsburgh, Malone, and Potsdam will host competitive events, thus having a broader economic impact across the region. The project is in alignment with the North Country's URI strategy to capitalize on the region's Olympic heritage and reinforce the North Country as New York Center for international and sports competitions and tourism. It is also in conjunction with the Governor's Executive Order number 185 and the International Hosting Agreement, which certify the region is ready to accept the games by 2023. With that, I'm happy to take any questions.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Are there any questions or comments from directors on this item?
Just
Sorry.
one question for me. Where are the Winter Games, the World University Games being held in 2021? Preceding this one.
That's a great question. I don't have an answer to. I apologize.
It's okay.
We've been focused on 2023.
Fair enough.
That's a good Jeopardy question, though.
Or for Google.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Any comments from the public on this? Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion.
Great. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Steve. Okay, Donna Howell in the southern tier. Donna, you have one item?
Good morning, Howard and
Hi.
directors. We have one item, yeah. We're going to be seeking approval today for a grant for $3 million to the Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine, or LECOM, for the construction of a new medical school and parking lot in the city of Elmira's urban core, which builds on the downtown revitalization initiative, as Elmira was a round one winner in our region for the DRI. LECOM is fully accredited by the American Osteopathic Association to confer the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, or DO, degrees. And in the last 4 years, LECOM students had a graduate medical education match rate of 99.3% among all their campuses. This project will create up to 480 spots for future medical professionals to be trained, and will be the first LECOM location in New York State. This is a Round 8 Regional Council priority project, and it's consistent with our regional plan to promote the Southern Tier's innovative culture by contributing to the availability of advanced educational opportunities, as well as the state strategies of placemaking, because it's in the downtown, and workforce development in support of high wage and in-demand jobs. Construction will be done in March. Students will start in July of this year. I'm happy to take any questions.
Okay, great project. Any questions or comments from directors on this item in the southern tier? Any comments from the public on this item? Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None? Okay, thank you very much, Donna. Great project.
Thank you.
Mike Reese from the Mohawk Valley. Mike, take it away.
Good morning, Howard. Good morning, Board of Directors. The 221 University Games are actually going to be held in Lucerne, Switzerland, just to answer that question from Steve Hunt's presentation. I have one project for the board this morning. I'm asking the directors to approve a grant of up to $1,500,000 from the Regional Council Capital Fund to the Montgomery County Industrial Development Agency to be used for a portion of the cost of infrastructure improvements to State Highway 5S. These infrastructure improvements were needed to accommodate the construction of Dollar General's new 750,000 square foot distribution center. This $67 million investment will create up to 430 new jobs in Montgomery County. The infrastructure improvements, including widening State Highway 5S to accommodate various turn lanes as required by New York State DOT, as well as moving electrical lines and poles. In addition to the Dollar General project, the infrastructure projects has also resulted in another company, Vita Blend LLC, committing to construct a 14,000 square foot facility in the Florida Business Park, which will create up to 11 new jobs. Ground was broken on this project in September 2019. Total budget for the infrastructure project is $2,679,000. The project was completed in September 2019, and the Dollar General Distribution Center began receiving their product in October of 2019. The project is consistent with Mohawk Valley REDC's strategy to support business investment that create jobs for Mohawk Valley's diverse workforce. I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Okay, thanks for that summary, Mike. And also, thanks for the answer to the Jeopardy question. And I think it's worth noting that Lucerne wishes it was more like Utica. I just want to say that for the record. And see if there's any questions or comments from directors on this item. Any comments from the public? Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. Thank you, Mike. Okay. Simone will present the Restore New York Communities items for your consideration. Simone.
Thank you. We're seeking director's approval for 3 Restore New York grants. The first item is a combination of 2 grants, one Round 4 award for $124,600 and one Round 5 award of $1 million to assist with the overall Echo Bay revitalization project in the city of New Rochelle. The grants will fund the demolition of 53,580 square feet of a marina parcel and 39,200 square feet of a vacant building. In addition, the city will rehabilitate the New Rochelle Armory, an historic 16,000 square foot building. The revitalization of the waterfront parcel will introduce new uses that complement the surrounding neighborhood and honor current zoning and existing development guidelines. These projects will be complete in March 2020 at a cost of approximately $2.6 million. The third grant is a $500,000 Round 4 award to the City of Kingston in the Mid-Hudson region for demolition of the Mid-City Lanes bowling alley and rehabilitation of 3 vacant city-owned properties. The demolition of the former bowling alley located at 20 Cedar Street will be overseen by Rural Ulster Preservation Company and will make way for the new Energy Square, a sustainable and affordable residential and commercial development in a net zero energy structure. Rehabilitation for the 3 remaining properties will result in 3 affordable single-family units totaling 5,452 square feet of space. The projects were complete in December 2019 at a cost of approximately $1.1 million.
Okay, thanks, Simone. 3 great Restore New York projects. Are there any questions or comments for Simone on these items? Any comments from the public? Is there a motion to approve these 3 projects?
I make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. Thank you, Simone. You still have the floor with the non-discretionary consent calendar.
Thank you. We'll be seeking director's approval for a $350,000 Senate-sponsored local assistance award to the Bronx Overall Economic Development Corporation, or BOEDC. BOEDC will conduct a series of events which occur annually throughout the Bronx to promote tourism and to enhance economic development. Events include the BOEDC Concert Series, Summertime Symphonies, Orchard Beach, and an Independence Day celebration. The projects will include administrative costs, marketing, and operations affiliated with the Bronx Tourism Council. The activities funded under the grant will run through December 2020. That's it.
Okay, great. Any comments or questions from directors on this item? Comments from the public?
So this just is a separate line item that the Senate appropriates to us? Is that how that works?
That's right.
Okay. I'm fine.
Any comments from the public? Motion to approve?
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. Thank you, Simone. Okay, we've got 2 New York State Innovation Venture Capital items. Clayton?
Thank you.
Thank you, Howard. New York Ventures would like to ask the board for authorization for the New York State Innovation Venture Capital Fund to co-invest up to $500,000 in Vital VO Inc.'s current Series A round. Vital VO is a Troy, New York startup that has commercialized IP from RPI to develop an LED light solution that disinfects surfaces safely. Rather than destroying the cell membranes of all living cells, as intense UV light does when used to disinfect, Vital VO's patented application of a specific wavelength kills only bacteria, mold, and fungus, and is safe for humans, pets, and plants. Colleen Costello, the CEO and co-founder, has already contracted with licensing partners in the healthcare, food processing, education, athletics, and consumer markets with applications in surgical units, breweries, cruise ships, and home kitchens and bathrooms. The company now has 19 full-time employees in Troy and plans to add 6 or 7 over the next 2 years. We wanted to note that Bell Capital, a venture capital firm that invests in early stage companies with women founders, and Delta Airlines are investing along with New York State Innovation Venture Capital Fund. Are there any questions?
Any questions from the directors on this item? Clayton, are you going to present the second one, or is someone else going to present that?
Jonathan is from Ithaca.
Okay. Well, why don't we just take this item, and then we'll go to Jonathan. Are there any questions on this item? Anyone opposed to killing fungus?
On behalf of mushrooms.
Okay. Mushrooms are.
Mushroom lobby.
Yeah, easy on the
Thank you.
All right. Is there a motion to approve this?
I make a motion.
Okay. Is there a second? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You oppose? Okay. Jonathan in Ithaca.
Good morning. New York Ventures is requesting approval of an investment of up to $1.397 million into a Series B preferred equity round in EchoStinger Inc. EchoStinger Inc. designs and manufactures aerodynamic products for the trucking industry. Their first product is an aerodynamic fairing that is attached to the undercarriage of a tractor trailer. This product enables fleet owners to improve fuel economy by at least 5%, which, although it seems like a small amount, is very much important to those stakeholders. This also allows them to meet state and federal fuel economy standards and lower fuel costs, as well as improving trailer stability and durability. The company is based in Rochester, New York, employs 60 full-time employees, with production in that location and near Elmira, New York. The company is currently selling its product to 4 of the 7 major trailer manufacturers in the United States, including Stoughton, Hyundai, Strick, and Vanguard, and has customers in New York State, including Wegmans and DeCarolis. Proceeds from the financing will be used to continue to increase production and efficiency via production hires and continued process improvements. Additional investors include the Key to Venture Fund, Innovate New York Fund, and numerous angel investors in and outside of New York State. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thanks, Jonathan. It's great to see 2 upstate venture items. Any questions for Jonathan on this energy efficiency innovation? Any questions from the public on this? Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thanks, Jonathan. Let's see, Allison Beha is gonna present an item related to Bronx Psychiatric Center Land Use Improvement Project, which we have been working with for some time.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Thank you.
Allison.
Good morning. Today we're asking the directors to take actions related to the proposed Bronx Psychiatric Center Land Use Improvement Project in the Bronx, New York City. As you may recall, the project will create a nearly 2 million square foot mixed-use campus composed primarily of commercial and medical uses in the Morris Park neighborhood of the Bronx. In addition to those uses, it will include a college or trade school, employee and student housing, a hotel, community facility space, supporting retail uses, more than 8 acres of open space, and parking facilities. Additional details are in your materials. The project site is currently owned by the Dormitory Authority of the State of New York, otherwise known as DASNY, and it's operated by the Office of Mental Health, or OMH. OMH has consolidated its operations onto an adjacent site, freeing up the project site for redevelopment. In 2013, ESD issued an RFP for the site, seeking uses that would create new jobs and stimulate economic activity in the Bronx. Upon completion of the competitive process, ESD conditionally designated Simone Development Companies to redevelop the site as a medical and commercial office campus, an extension of their existing Hutchinson Metro Center, immediately adjacent to the site. In August of 2019, the directors authorized the corporation to adopt land use improvement project findings and a general project plan, hold a public hearing on an EIS and the GPP. Following that meeting, a public hearing was held in the Bronx on September 16th, and ESD received comments on the project through October 16th, 2019. A total of 34 oral and written comments were received, and we also received a letter from the New York City Planning Commission summarizing the robust consultation that we undertook with that agency as the zoning overrides were created. A summary of those comments and our staff's response to them are included in Chapter 27 of the FEIS, which is in your materials. At the December 2019 board meeting, the directors accepted and approved the final environmental impact statement for the project as complete and authorized its circulation. SECRA requires the adoption of written findings supported by a statement of relevant facts and conclusions considered prior to agency decisions. The findings statement is attached in your materials. It contains facts and conclusions which ESD relied upon and indicates the social, economic, and other factors that formed the basis of our decision to authorize the project. This project promises to create thousands of new jobs and enhance economic vibrancy in the Bronx, further establishing the Northern Bronx as a commercial and medical hub. We are now asking the directors to affirm land use improvement project findings, make and adopt pursuant to SECRA the findings and determinations, affirm the GPP, authorize the acquisition and disposition of real property, and all related actions. I'm happy to take your questions.
Great. Thanks, Allison. And there's just, not enough words, good words, really, that could be said for ESD Real Estate, the whole team, the entire agency, to imagine and facilitate and help implement projects like these. They're incredibly transformational. And, we have unique legal powers, but we have unique human skills. And it's a great combination in projects like this. So, I think we've been working on this before I ever walk in the door at ESD. And so it's a testimony also to, the determination and fortitude and how much time it takes to do these projects properly. And so I can't say enough about that. And I saw Tom slip in the door just before. So I know these are big, team projects. So thanks out to everyone. Any other questions? And I noticed there's not a whole litany of people who want to make comment on this. So it says something about how participatory I think this project has been over time. Any other questions or comments or anything at all about the Bronx Psychiatric Land Use Improvement Project? Any comments from the public? Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion.
Okay, is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, great.
Thank you.
Well done. Very well done.
Can't pronounce his last name. Some guy, Kevin, provide a summary of the administrative actions on today's agenda. Kevin.
Yaunus. It's Yaunus. Good morning, directors. I'll be presenting 6 items for your consideration today. The first item relates actually to the recently approved Bronx Psychiatric Center Land Use Improvement Project. It's an extension. It's a request for authorization to amend a contract with AKRF for environmental consulting services. It would increase the contract by $100,000, bringing the total contract amount to $2.4 million. The second request is to enter a contract with Albertine and Courier for construction monitoring services for the CRE project in Marcy. That was the project that we announced, I think, back in September or so. Roughly $500,000 New York State grant for this project. So we have hired Albertine to help us monitor that project and ensure that that the project moves along as intended. The contract will not exceed $400,000 and will continue through the end of 2022. The next 4 items are requests to enter into contracts related to the marketing order program. Excuse me. The marketing order program was established to promote consumption and research of New York State agricultural products. The producers of certain agricultural products pay a fee on their products, and those funds are used to pay for marketing and research related to the ag and dairy industries in New York. The program is managed in partnership with the Department of Ag and Markets. Joining me today, should you have any questions, are Jen Trodden, Deputy Commissioner at Ag and Markets, and Steve McGrattan, who is the recently appointed Executive Deputy Commissioner at Ag and Markets. And Steve used to work for Jeff Januszewski some years ago. So Steve has risen in the world. Congrats to him.
Proof that he can do anything.
And survive anything.
So the four contracts are, the first is with the American Dairy Association and is for $10.5 million. The second, these are all dairy related contracts. The second is with the New England Dairy Promotion Board for promotion of dairy products for $1.65 million. The third item is with the Milk for Health Niagara Frontier for marketing and promotion of the dairy industry in Western New York for $450,000. And the fourth and final item is for a $1.5 million dairy research contract with Cornell University. I'm happy to take any questions. And by I'm happy to take any questions, Steve McGrattan is happy to take any of your questions.
Where's Steve?
Steve is on the line.
Oh, hey, Steve.
I'm on the line.
Good. How's the Commissioner of Ag and Markets doing?
He's doing very well, thank you.
Okay, how's he treating you?
He's always treated me very well. I've known the commissioner. Actually, he and I met probably in 2004 when we were working with ESD on a carrot coin project, and then he became commissioner. And as he was walking in the door, I was walking out the door to come to ESD. And he said, wow, if I'd known you were going to be here, I'd try to keep you. And so...
Carrot coin like Bitcoin, or?
What's carrot coin?
Well, the sliced carrots that would be, similar to apple slices that you see in bags that go into kids' lunches.
All right, good. Excellent.
A lot of electricity used in that.
All right, cool. I think we have to make a motion to approve all these.
I think so.
Somebody, please, you got to get me off the hook here.
Make a motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thanks, everyone. Thank you all. Way to go.
On behalf of the commissioner, we thank the board very much for their attention to these really important projects.
And
so thank you very much.
Thank you for your partnership.
And especially the staff at ESD. They have been working very diligently and hard on getting these contracts together. So we appreciate their help, too. It should not go unnoticed.
That is very nice. Thank you so much. All right, team. Thank you all. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion.
Do we have any other items? People are looking at me like we shouldn't be adjourning. Do we have any other items?
It's time.
Do you want to just hang out and chit chat? Did anyone bring donuts?
I have
All right.
carrots.
Carrots. Okay.
Next time.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Great job, Howard.
All right.